JamiaTV, beacon for the nation. This program is suitable for general viewing.
Naam, ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaba mtazamaji, karibu sana ndani ya kipindi hiki Tunu ya Familia. Naitwa Rahma Swale, inshallah hujambo popote unapotegea JamiaTV. Karibu sana, ikiwa ni tarehe ya 17 hii mwezi wa Juni mwaka 2026. Zimekatika dakika 12 baada ya mwendo wa saa 4. Ni kipindi cha moja kwa moja hii leo mtazamaji, ambapo tunaangalia life after drug abuse. Kama unavyojua, kila nyumba, tukisema kwa upeo wa asilimia pengine 70 hadi 90 hapo, ni kwamba imeathirika namna moja au nyingine na janga hili la mihadarati. Na iwapo ni mwezi huu wa Juni ambapo kuna elezewa mengi, ama kuna ile awareness ambayo imekuwa created hususan kuweza kuangazia vipi mihadarati imeweza kuwa janga sugu katika jamii. Na again vile vile ni mwezi ambao unaashiria hali ya kiakili ya wanaume. Wajua, mara nyingi unapokuwa kuna msongo wa mawazo huonekana ni wanawake wenye kuathirika, lakini je, ulijua mwezi huu wa Juni mtazamaji, swala hili linaangaziwa vile vile kwa wanaume ama hii jinsia ya kiume? Na ndani ya studio tayari kuweza kufanikisha mjadala huu ambao ni swala zima hili la mihadarati, nipo nao Michael Ondachi pamoja na Steven Odhiambo. Karibuni sana ndani ya studio zetu. Na kufahamika zaidi mtazamaji, wanatoka Dove International Wellness iliyoko maeneo hapa pa Nairobi. Nafikiri ni branch ambayo iko hapa kwa sababu mko kila mahali. Na tunapoangalia swala zima la preventive treatments, labda kabla tuingie katika what Dove does, karibuni kwanza. Being a counseling psychologist and a champion on addiction, tuangalie when somebody is being named an addict, huwa amefika level gani ya kutumia mihadarati hadi akapewa jina hilo? Karibu Michael.
Asante sana Rahma, nashukuru kuwa na nyinyi siku ya leo. Kabla mtu hajafika kwa kiwango cha kuitwa addict, sana sana katika hii profession yetu ya counseling psychology ama addictions counseling, we are not passionate kumpa mtu lile jina la addict. Mona?
Okay.
Kitambo kidogo, hapo awali kidogo, tuko na manual tofauti ambazo zinaweza ku make diagnosis, kusema ya kwamba huyu mtu fulani yuko na ugonjwa ya addiction. Maana ni ugonjwa ya akili, si ati ni utovu wa nidhamu ama pengine ni mtu ana discipline ama ni mtu ameamua tu kuwa na tabia mbaya. Unapata ni ugonjwa wa akili.
Ugonjwa wa akili.
Na hapo nyuma kidogo, hapo awali kidogo, tulikuwa na manual ya ku make your diagnosis. Inaitwa Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Mental Illnesses. Kawaida sisi tunaita DSM. Kwa hiyo kulikuwa na DSM mpaka 4. Sasa tuko DSM 5 TR. TR inamaanisha text revision. Kwa hivyo kufikia DSM 4 TR text revision, tuko tunaita drug abuse.
Okay.
Siku hizi sio common wewe kusikia drug abuse. Siku hizi hatuiti drug abuse. Siku hizi tunaita substance use disorder.
Yes.
Mona? Manake kuna watu ambao ndio wanakunywa pombe, ndio pengine watumia mihadarati ya na fulani, lakini hawajafika ya kwamba wamekuwa waraibu sasa. Mona? Lakini utapata kuna ule sasa yeye hawezi kaa bila kile kitu ambacho anakitumia, kama ni pombe, kama ni bangi, kama ni sigara ama chochote kile. Kwa hiyo tunasema huyu mtu yuko na kitu ambacho tunaita substance use disorder. So basically we don't call people nowadays addicts
substance user. So again, unapozungumzia hili swala la kwamba kuna wengine mpaka wapate ndo wafanye ama washughulike kimaisha. But nimewahi kusikia Steven, labda nikija kwako, ni kwamba kuna wengine wanasema nisipotumia mimi huwa I don't function well. Na kweli utakuta anapotumia pengine aina mihadarati anayojua yeye, ni kwamba ana function kweli na anakuwa very productive. Sasa should we take this as a positive ama a negative impact on that person? Yes, karibu.
Asante sana. I would definitely say that is a negative Because if I need the substance in order for me to perform or function normally, then that is a problem. If I don't have the substance, then what is going to happen? I will not be able to perform, I will not be able to function, which then probably would lead me back to your initial question, at what stage am I now an addict or dependent on the substance? I'm dependent on it if I cannot function without it.
You are both survivors. You've both gone through drug abuse, one way or the other in your lifetime. Na maybe tukiangalia, Michael, the journey, on a slight note, before we go deeper into it and how we elaborate on these questions now. How was it? How did it start?
My journey into chemical dependency or drug addiction. When you come, basically, let me just speak a little bit on a broader spectrum before I narrow it to myself. Many people wenye wanakujaga wanajipata katika uraibu wa madawa ya kulevya or drug addiction, usually hii shida inaanziaga nyumbani. Sio mtu anakujaga pengine anajikuta kwenye streets, amekutana na marafiki wabaya, ameanza kutumia pana. Kuna vitu tunaita underlying issues.
Underlying issues, yes.
Yes. Hizi underlying issues sana sana kwa psycholojia tunazitaga ACEs. ACEs inamaanisha adverse childhood experiences. Pale mtu alipokuwa yungali mchanga, ile home environment ilikuwa inakaa vipi? Naona pengine wazazi walikuwa ni walevi, pengine mzazi mmoja akukua, pengine separation or divorce, violence, gender-based violence, forms of sexual abuse. Maybe one parent was incarcerated, moja pengine kwa amefungwa jela. Zile mashida mingi pale mtu akaa yungali mchanga.
Yes, anayaona, anashuhudia.
Mimi chanzo cha msongo wa mawazo, manake baadaye nilipokuja kuingilia uraibu kabisa, nilikuwa natumia madawa aina yote. Yani ukiweza sema, ukiweza taja dawa ya kulevya, nitakuwa nimeshaitumia. Ona? Na nilipokuja kupata usaidizi, baadaye nilipokuja DAV, International Wellness Center, kuna daktari fulani pale anaitwa Dr. Clinton. Nilikaa na yule daktari, ndio akaniuliza utotoni mwangu nilikuwa vipi. Ndio nikamwambia nilikuwa naishi na nyanya yangu nilipokuwa mdogo. Manake babangu na mamangu alikuwa wazawana, kwa naishi pamoja. Kwa hiyo nyanyangu ndiye alinilea. Na aliaga katika accident, road traffic accident when I was 9 years old.
Pole sana. No.
Kwa hiyo asante. Na hapo ndio chanzo cha shida ya matatizo yangu. Ndio baadaye nikakuja kuingilia mambo mengi, lakini niliangalia nikakuja kuna kitu ilikuwa inaitwa complicated grief.
Okay.
Siku hizi tunaita prolonged grief. Unaweza kuwa na grief, ile uzuni, ulipoteza mtu wa karibu zaidi ya miaka karibu 20. Na hapo ndio nilipata, hapo ndio shida yangu kubwa kabisa ilikuwa, ikakuja ikachangia kwa vitu vingi tofauti baadaye.
Na kama wanavyosema, huwa mara nyingi familia tukiangalia ni katika tunapofurahia jambo tunakuja pamoja, lakini vile vile panapokuja dhiki ama kama hivyo msongo wa mawazo, mtu kuathirika, lazima pia family ije pamoja. Stephen, did you ever go through something maybe similar to Stephen, ambapo Michael, ambapo then familia yako either ilikusupport ama ulijipata uko peke yako?
In my personal journey or story, my family is the one that made the intervention.
Oh, okay.
They had observed that I have a problem, and as time went along, they discovered it is a substance use. They didn't know what it was. They made an intervention. They got in touch with a psychiatrist who then later diagnosed me with a substance use disorder. And that was the beginning of the journey, motivated by the intervention of my family. So I am one person who had the family support and still has it even today. Yeah.
Family support kweli ni muhimu, but again, to those who maybe have none, will they go through the same healing process ama kuna kitu kitakosekana kwenye maisha yao wadhani?
It definitely would not be the same. I think a good question would be why do they not have any family or friends?
Kwa sababu
there?
I would answer that. It could be stigma. Wajua wengi ambao nimewashuhudia mimi natoka maeneo ya Mombasa pwani na utakuta kwamba madamu wewe umeingia katika utumizi wa mihadarati ama aina yoyote ya mihadarati, unatengwa na familia yako kwa sababu nao wewe unaonesha dalili za kwamba huna wema, huna heri katika yale ambao sisi tunaishi kibinadamu inavyofaa kuishi. Nadhani Michael, you can take on that. Like the stigma now will actually put more people away from the support that is needed for the intervention, right?
Yes. Personally, apart from being a practicing therapist and also sharing my life story, because I share a lot about my lived experience. I also advocate for mental health, and not just at a personal place, also as a facility. We do that a lot as DAV International Wellness Center.
Okay.
To break down the stigma, my personal experience is that both my parents, I lost both my mom and my dad to alcohol and drug use. Yeah. So wale ma relatives wengine, my other family members, well, they were expecting me to go down the same road.
Yes.
Unajua alikuwa nasema sawa, umetuchosha, wewe umekuwa kama babako na mamako, kwa hiyo kwanza kuna actually my dad's brother, my uncle, I talk about this and he's fully aware that I talk about it. He came to rehab when I was committed to rehab, and he came, he told me, wewe umeamua kunywa pombe na kuvuta bangi na umekuwa mwenda wazimu na umeamua unataka kukufa, mimi nitakuzika mimi mwenyewe. Umenisikia? Aliniambia that atanipeleka pahali nikitoka rehabilitation center, I make sure that nimetumia pombe ama nimevuta kenye nilikuwa navuta mpaka nife, aje anizike.
What?
Umeelewa? Kwa hiyo hapo kidogo nilichanganyikiwa, lakini ilinitia akili kiaina. Manake nilikuja kuelewa ya kwamba sio watu wengi wanaelewa uraibu ni ugonjwa aina fulani. Ni ugonjwa kama kisukari, unaona, ni ugonjwa kama ugonjwa wa pressure, ni ugonjwa kama ugonjwa nyingine yoyote tofauti. Lakini watu wajeza kuelewa hiyo. Ndio maana kuna stigma kubwa sana. Wasema tu wewe pengine ni kichwa ngumu, wewe tu umeamua ukuwe mkora, umeamua tu kuishi maisha kivyako, lakini hutaki kufanya, you don't want to do the right thing. So basically there's a lot of stigma attached to it. Nobody wants to be associated with a drug addict, in quotes, and an alcoholic, because it's a pathetic picture to be painted. But ukikuja utuangalie kama sisi wawili vile tunakaa sahi, ni ngumu sana ukifikiria pengine when you look at a normal addict, alafu tuangalie tukwambie sisi tulikuwa hivyo, unaona picha tofauti sana.
Ni kweli, ni kweli. I think making a choice, making a step in life, changing yourself is a choice that you have to make, and you made that choice.
Yes.
You wanted to be better, the both of you. But again, ona vile umeeleza history ya uncle, ni kwamba huyu uncle yako pia ni picture to many households sahi ambao ni either mwanamke ama mwanamume. Huenda wamechoshwa na vile unavyofanya, kwa sababu swali linakuja, unaona wenzako wengi wameathirika kwa kutumia mihadarati. What makes that boy in the same neighborhood fall into the same trap? That is the question now. Like, how do you fall into the same trap knowing the end is always evil? What causes that, Steve? I'm so sure uliinukia ukiona haya madhara yako, watu vile wanaishia na masala ya kutumia mihadarati. But again, how did you even fall deeper into it?
Yes, very interesting. I was very much aware of what a heroin addict looks like, or what they turn out to be.
Yes.
And yet, still being either adventurous or looking for acceptance, or what Michael is calling underlying issues of grief and trauma.
Yes.
The heroin, in my particular case, was the anesthesia or the anesthetic, which would help me not feel the pain that I was actually experiencing. I think with unfortunately with with some people, especially boys, or maybe it's how the mind works. If you say don't do it, is when you end up doing it.
You end up doing it.
Yes.
And tutaangalia zaidi pia how an environment affects, you know, the outcome of somebody. Na mtazamaji, na kusihi tu baki nasi, tutarudi zaidi katika gumzo hili ambalo tunaangalia life after drug abuse, na kwa sababu kama nilivyosema hapo awali ni swala ambalo ni swala sugu, na huenda tusijue ama haki isitendeke kwa wale wanaohusika kuyasambaza mihadarati haya. Lakini je, mimi na wewe mtazamaji, tunaweza fanya vipi tuweze kukiokoa hiki kizazi ili kisitumbukie kwenye janga hili la mihadarati?
JamiaTV, kurunzi ya taifa. Verse of the day.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات إنا لا نضيع أجر من أحسن عملا أولئك لهم جنات عدن تجري من تحتهم الأنهار يحلون فيها من أساور من ذهب ويلبسون ثيابا خضرا من سندس واستبرق متكئين فيها على الأرائك نعم الثواب وحسنت مرتفقا.
JamiaTV, beacon for the nation.
Karibu tena mtazamaji, zimekatika dakika 31 baada ya mwendo wa saa 4. Iwapo unaungana nasi kwa sasa, kipindi ni Tunu ya Familia ndani ya JamiaTV, kwa nami Rahma Swale. Nina wageni wangu hapa Steven pamoja na Michael. Tunaangalia swala zima hili la life after drug abuse, na kama tunavyojua mtazamaji, Masala ya mihadarati yamekuwa ni janga sugu la kitambo mno tangu tukinukia sisi miaka 40 na zaidi, lakini vile vile ni jambo ambalo lazima sasa hivi tulivalie njuga na tuweze kuona mbali na kwamba yes, mihadarati yapo na huenda itachukua muda sana kupotea ama kuadimika katika maisha ya watu, lakini again, kwa yule ambaye ameathirika hapo nyumbani, unaweza msaidia kwa namna gani? Vile vile mtazamaji, iwapo una swali lolote, unaweza tupigia simu moja kwa moja ama ukatuma ujumbe wako kupitia WhatsApp namba zetu ambao ni 0798974747 na vile vile kupiga moja kwa moja 0754707707. Unaweza uliza swali lako lolote ili uweze kujibiwa. Tukirudi katika gumzo letu, I believe acceptance is part of healing. You know, you have to accept you are in a certain situation for you to heal. How did you accept the situation before we go into what it takes for one to heal? Nikija kwako Stephen.
Okay. Fortunately, I had a window of sanity.
Okay.
And I was able to look at what my life was. Had ended up on the streets, barefoot, having all my relationships with my loved ones broken, and multiple near-death experiences.
Multiple.
Yes. So it got to the point where it is now, am I going to choose to live or am I going to die? And that is when, as I said, I was fortunately able to see the difference between the darkness and the light. And I realized that if I'm going to live and I want to live, actually afraid to die, then I need the help. And as I said earlier, fortunately for me, family intervened. And then, of course, there was the medical professionals, and the whole process, intervention, detox, and rehabilitation began.
But again, as a psychologist, a therapist, Michael, tuangalie hili swala la kwamba, wajua kuna wakati niliwahi kufanya utafiti juu ya swala la mihadarati na nikapata baadhi ya walotaka kusaidika sasa kusema kwamba wajua ni lazima mimi mwenyewe nikubali kupata tiba, nikubali kugeuza maisha yangu, siwezi lazimishwa na family, of which wakati ule ilipokuwa very rampant wakati miaka ya nyuma ni kwamba ilikuwa ukishamwona mtoto wako ameingia katika hili swala, mbio unataka kumsaidia, unampeleka rehabilitation center, but huwa roho yake na akili yake haipo katika kutaka ule usaidizi cause bado yupo katika ile hali. As a psychologist, pengine is it a willingness to come through healing, ama when you force it, it does not happen to that person, he will relapse and go back?
That is a double-edged sword,
if
I can put it that way. Ideally, it is better mtu akifika kiwango fulani aone ya kwamba pengine na shida na nahitaji usaidizi ama hiyo raibu yangu ama nini, ile life situation penye maisha imemfikisha, ni muhimu mtu aweze kuona na amue kidogo ningepata usaidizi ingekuwa nafuu. That is ideally, but realistically that is not factual. Because one of the things that happened or happens basically, any form of a drug use problem, we are talking of compulsive use. Ukiangalia addiction per se, per definition, addiction has 3 characteristics. Kuna compulsion, kuna obsession, alafu kuna loss of control. Obsession means anaifikiria, anaifanya ama anapanga kuifanya ama anaifanya. Mona? Compulsion comes from the word compulsory. It's a must for this person to
kuna
do.
Mvuto fulani anaupata.
Alafu loss of control in limiting intake. Mtu hawezi kujipimia kiasi cha kutumia. Mona? So mtu akifika katika kiwango hichi cha uraibu tunapata kuelewa ya kwanza akili yake imeathirika to a certain level. Addiction per se is a disease of the brain, and the brain ndio inafanyaga functions zote, kukula, kutembea, kufikiria, kulala, kudigest chakula, all involuntary and voluntary interactions of our whole entire human experience is run by the brain. So when the brain has been affected to this level, number one area inakuwaga affected ni relationships. Okay?
Yes,
Relationships ni the people closest. Kama sio wazazi, kama sio my brothers, kama sio the wife, kama sio the children, au wote watakuwa affected. Number two area that is affected is the area of finances. Mtu hawezi kukaa na hela mfukoni. Akipata tu kidogo hivi anatumia. The other area that we look at of being affected is the area of work, job or career. Hiyo itakuwa affected. Physical, mtu anaanzaga kujiachilia, personal hygiene, physical health, vitu kama hizo zinakuja zinaathirika. So mtu akianza kukua, ukianza kuobserve hizi vitu zinafanyikia mtu, utaenda mwambie nani fulani, tunaona kama kuna shida fulani hapa hivi, atakwambia mimi niko sawa.
They are always in denial.
Always in denial. So you find denial is not intentional. Si ati ni mtu anakataa kwamba mimi sina shida, ni mtu ajui ya kwamba ana shida. Manake the human brain is interesting because when it is shutting down, it actually tries to comfort the person that things are okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it is a sort of an ego defense mechanism. So someone will tell you, I'm fine, I'm just going through a rough patch. It's just a difficult season.
It shall pass.
It shall pass.
Yes.
Yeah. So most of the time, the people that are implicated in the mental health situation or challenge itself is not able to know. They have no insight. We say they have no insight. Ni mtu ajijui ama ajielewi katika ile situation yuko at that moment. So when you come to rehabilitation centers, and many rehabilitation centers that you go to, you will find that the biggest percentage of people admitted are being admitted against their will. It's called involuntary admission, which is an act of parliament. It is not illegal in this country. Let me just make it clear.
Okay.
It's actually an act of parliament. So when you like, I was taken to rehab not because I wanted to go. Mungeniuza mingekwambia mimi niko sawa. You know, with time things are going to sort themselves out. But one thing I came to discover, with time things get worse. They don't get better. Because addiction is a chronic relapsing mental disease that is progressive. Progressive means inaanzaga stage 1, 2, 3
in a stages
mpaka na kumaliza.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
So by the time many people, there enough people come to rehab voluntarily, okay? But the bigger percentages are those who come involuntarily. And the bigger percentage of people that actually get to change and make a difference are the ones who come in involuntary.
Wow.
It's because once their eyes open, they're like, ay. Like me, when I look back and I look at the person I used to be, nasema hata watu walikuwa wazuri kwangu, manake mia sometimes I lose patience quickly. I don't think I could have given myself as much patience as people gave me to a level, because it gets bad, it gets crazy. So when people who reach out to you and they make that form of intervention, initially utawachukia, utaona walinilazimisha kuenda sijui nini, but once you see the benefits of it, then you can only be compelled to go and reach out and get others out also.
Is there a connection between men's mental health and drug abuse?
Yes, and not just for men. I think for men it's more prevalent because men, you know, women talk.
Yeah, we do.
You know, women talk, women will touch hands. If you hold my hand for more than 2 minutes and you're a man, tutakosana. We will not be the best of friends, you know. But women, they hug, they cuddle, you know, they call each other babe, you know, those kind of things. It happens. So women have a more safe, let me call it, put it in quotes, sort of disposition to how they handle their issues. Women will cry, they will have their conversations. But mwanaume ni kukaa ngumu. Sema mwanaume hapana mimi.
Yote ni mila, lakini kukaa ngumu.
Ni mila,
You know, the upbringing, the cultural, you know, aspect of it all.
We are socialized that way. That a man does not cry, a man does not show emotions, a man needs to be strong. And that is why you'll find that the biggest, actually, if you look at statistics, more women are depressed than men. Okay? But more men die by suicide.
Yes.
Any
yes.
death by suicide, the 90 and above to 99% death by suicide is always a cause of depression. Always a cause of depression. Yeah. So whichever predisposition the person has, because this goes with our genetics also, plus the exacerbating factors of environment. Yeah. But the moment someone is having these adverse childhood experiences, life stressors, issues of grief, traumatic experiences, all these things, people don't know how to deal with them, because women will talk more. The therapist to a man is his barman. Akienda pale kwa bar na anamwambia, hey brother, you know men bond very easily. We can be sitting with Steve even for 2 months and I don't even know his name.
What? Okay.
You know? Eventually, brother, by the way, unaitwaga nani? But
baada ya miezi mbili.
We've already struck a bond.
Okay,
yeah? So
okay.
when a man goes to the club, he doesn't even need to know the other person. When they are drinking, then they're able to nurse these things. If you are to look at it literally to a level, drugs, a drug is basically a product that is supposed to be used to treat something. A drug is supposed to be even pharmaceutical medication is called drugs.
Even when you overuse it, whatever is on the counter, you are an addict to it. Okay, again, Stephen, tuangalie before we take another short break, ni kwamba while healing, do you believe kwamba the environment that made you who you were at that time did not suit you while you were healing? Did you have to go back and you had to change environment?
Yes, absolutely. By the way, I went through more than just one rehabilitation center. And one of the challenges, and I think it is still a big challenge, is how does the recovering substance user cope outside of the controlled environment? Because you're going to, I'll be discharged, and I'm going to be discharged right back into where you picked me up from, or where I came. Has anything changed? Nothing has changed. Is it the environment, or did the environment significantly have a role to play in my addiction or my illness? Yes. So again, in my case, my therapist saw it wise for me to move geographically, to move out of Nairobi City, because I was actively using in Nairobi, the CBD where we are right now. I actually even once came into one of the mosques to have a meal because I was hungry, and graciously I had food to eat. So my therapist then arranged for me to move out of Nairobi. I first moved to Machakos County. I then crossed borders into Uganda, and I then went further south into Southern Africa. And that, for me, was a huge relief, because I was able to be in, I think, a more friendly environment, where I could now begin to look at all these other things that I'm struggling with.
And you are healing without any judgments, you know, because people who know you or who knew you would always remind you of who you were before.
Yes.
I don't know why I think now I understand why the intervention has to happen, for the family members to come around and, you know, try to help you through it. But again, we'll take another short break. But when we come back, let's discuss about the safe space now. How is Dove Wellness giving this person a safe place? The preventive treatments that are there, and maybe we can even go deeper into understanding what is really happening in our schools. Do you believe that most of our students are going through the same thing, but then in the name of maybe it's just too much challenges that are going through, as peer pressure being one of them? Mtazamaji, na kusihi ubaki nasi, tunarudi baada ya pumziko letu la pili.
JamiaTV, kurunzi ya taifa.
Kuna sura 114 katika Qur'ani, lakini hii sura makhsusi. Kwa nini Ar-Rasul asema Ijumaa isipite ila umeisoma sura hii? Kwa nini? Kuna siri gani? Ni kwa sababu ya khairi iliyokuwa nayo na kwa sababu ya ujumbe iliyobeba. Inakuwa sababu ya Mwenyezi Mungu kumteremshia sakina na rahma. Neno hili alhamdulillah ni muhimu sana kiasi cha kuwa Allah amwamrisha mtume wake aseme alhamdulillah. Allah kuambia ufanye jambo bila hikma. Allah ni alhakim. Kuna lengo Mwenyezi Mungu yuko nalo, si kupata nuru peke yake, ni kwa sababu kuna message nzito katika hii sura. Akasema sallallahu alaihi wasallam, alhamdulillah tamla'ul mizan. Alhamdulillah yafanya mizani yako ya mema kuwa nzito. Na hii sura imebeba message nyingi. Kuna ujumbe moja inarudiwa kila saa, nayo ni ujumbe wa fitna. Fitna 4 kubwa ambazo zinawaangusha watu zimeangaziwa katika hii sura.
JamiaTV, beacon for the nation.
Naam, karibu tena mtazamaji. Ni awamu ya 3, awamu ambao tunatamatisha kipindi cha leo ndani ya Tunu ya Familia. Na kama unavyojua mtazamaji, iwapo kuna swali lolote ambalo ungetaka kuuliza wataalamu wetu hawa kuhusiana swala zima hili la miadarati ama maisha ambayo mmoja wako anapitia, ama wewe mwenyewe pengine huenda unajaribu kutafuta usaidizi uweze kutokana na janga hili, basi nafasi ni sasa. Unaweza piga simu moja kwa moja ama ukawa ni mwenye kutuma ujumbe wako mfupi. Na tukiangalia katika what Dove International Wellness ina offer, kuna hii preventive treatment. Na as we speak, pengine jinsi utafiti ama uchunguzi ulivyofanywa before this part ya early screening diagnosis, does it make any change ya how things are done now, ama it's the same formula now?
Our advanced of course, it's the mental health space is something that especially here in Africa haijakuwa kitu ya kawaida sana, and there's been a lot of stigma attached to it. Not like any general health issue, and even the rehabilitation space needs to be demystified a little bit more, because we as Dove International Wellness Center, we are very much passionate, first of all, when it comes to preventive, okay? There's something we call the biopsychosocial spiritual implications, okay? This is a whole model that sort of unpacks the human as a whole. We call it holistic approach.
Holistic
approach. So when you look at the biology, we get to understand that this sickness is biological. It has what we call genetic predisposition. Mental health and even addictions run in families, okay? So when you come to psycho-educating community like what we are doing right now, we do a lot of outreach. I think during May, which was the General Mental Health Month internationally, we reached out to quite a few high schools, Yeah, if we can start curbing it at the high school level, maybe primary school, but not so much. Yeah, because what you have in primary school level and high school level is what we call guiding and counseling. Guiding and counseling can be practiced at that level, but at more senior levels, like where we practice it, we talk of psychotherapy, more like talk therapies, and not the guiding level so much.
Okay.
Like the issues of the kids burning the schools,
Yes.
and all this insanity that has been happening. It really is not a new thing that is happening, that people are burning schools, especially in this country.
Lakini wanasema hawa wanaojiita either majenzi ama ni alpha, ni kwamba they are too extreme. Hata wako baadhi ambao sasa ni millennials, tuliwahi kusoma pengine boarding schools, na we didn't think the way they are thinking right now.
There's for me, my opinion, and in our observation, the recent generational transition to this generation that we are in is more of a parental issue. There's a parental dynamic, okay, and then there's also the, I can call it urban culture.
Urban culture, yes.
Because right now we have kids, someone made a joke that nowadays when babies are born, they're given an iPad, they swipe, you know, instead of them being smacked to cry. You know, that's how they're welcomed into the world. These kids know how to operate these things that are very early age, and they are so much exposed to very many things within this. And for, you know, like a young mind is very impressionable. Yeah. So what they pick right now, and the way we've been quite liberal with our parenting styles nowadays, they practice what they see. You know, for some of us millennials, before you try and practice something, you first, you know, you'll have some precaution to it. But nowadays, for them, it's more practical in what they tend to do. And because as a generation that has been raised up with more permissible, it's a more permissible environment, if I can term it that way.
Yes.
So when it comes to preventing, we do a lot of psychoeducation. We have high schoolers come to our facility also when they face challenges, or when maybe they're having a disciplinary issue back at school. They are sent for interventions.
Okay.
And at that place, we are able to do a lot of psychoeducation. I don't know if you're aware that the most critical part of the human brain, which is here, is called the prefrontal cortex.
Yes.
Okay, it is the one that does executive functions like critical thinking, like organization, idea processing, and actualization. This part of the brain starts developing when someone is 21 years old. Until someone around 25.
Yes.
Yeah. So you get that when someone starts interacting with substance because of peer pressure, yeah, the addiction has stages to it. But before we get to that, there's usually experimentation. Experimentation will happen out of curiosity, out of peer pressure, out of availability, out of misconceptions that if you smoke weed, you're going to pass your mathematics exam, which is a lie. You know that if you chew jabba, you're going to be able to study and be able to deliver whatever it is. So over a period of time, your brain starts getting exposed to chemical, and it is still developing. So it's going to be it's going to be interfered with, so that by the time someone is in their 20s or even 25, you find them behaving like teenagers. It's because their brains did not develop properly. So we do quite a bit of investment when it comes to outreach, psychoeducation. For those that may sort of start transitioning, I met a girl recently in grade 10, and she was telling me she smoked marijuana for 4 years. You know, so
grade 10.
Grade 10. What? And she was talking some serious sheng. Like I was like, hey, I was like, hold up. But when I did further exploration, I came to find out that she lost her dad when she was 3 years old. Yeah. So
who introduced her to that?
The environment. They moved from, I think they moved from up country to Nairobi, and the estate that they moved into Nairobi is quite a notorious one. So the friends and the culture that comes with that, peer pressure, curiosity, all those things, she got into that. But she's someone that is telling me, I am actually willing to stop doing this. If only you can reach out. And we've been reaching out, we've been doing that. So if you can curb it at an earlier stage, because once someone has gone really deep into it, it becomes a bigger challenge.
It is. And this puts me to another question that I think I'd ask you earlier. Would you be in a position to say, Michael, that for a pregnant woman who is also a substance user, affect the outcome of the child? Because my question is, what time, who taught her to use that? Did the grade 10 kid? Could it be because she was born after a mother was using?
Yes, there are those dimensions, especially for pregnant women.
Yes.
There's something we call fetal alcohol syndrome, whereby when the children are born, they are actually born, it's like they're withdrawing.
Yes,
yeah?
yes.
After a period of time, it's like these children, and even opioid use. There are opioids that, there's one that was banned in this country. I don't know if it's still on over the counter. People get it illegally. It's called Benylin.
Benylin.
Yeah, Benylin has high levels of codeine. And it was actually a syrup that was being given to...
I was about to ask you, isn't it the cough syrup?
Yes, it is the cough syrup.
Oh my.
Yeah, so if you get like a bottle or two, enough of it, and they mix it with a soda or whatever,
it's an overdose.
It is. Benylin is under the classification of opioids, and opioids is under the classification of my good friend's substance of choice, heroin, which is very addictive. Yeah.
Okay.
And it gets bad. It gets bad. Let me just tell you a quick short story of how dangerous heroin is. If it can, how it can even affect the mother when she's carrying the baby. There are some friends of ours that are going to get the stuff. Yeah, so where you go, there's an alley that you get into, and then right at that alley, there's someone who had overdosed and had blacked out with a syringe in his hand. So if his friend came for intervention and tried to push him and to put him together, and his friend was not responding. So what the friend that was trying to wake him up did is he pulled the same syringe and filled it with this guy's blood, and he injected himself and got high off this. He actually got high off his blood.
What?
So that's why whatever the mother is going through, the environment of the pregnant woman, whatever she's going through affects the child directly. Even noise, baby can be able to detect whatever is going on. So imagine what is already flowing within the bloodstream itself.
So what is the extreme, how do I say, precaution on this? Like when a baby is born, being known to be born by a mother who is an addict, what is the way forward? Like how do you help such a baby not to be overwhelmed by the circumstances surrounding it?
In Kenya right now, I can't really give you much detail, but from what I've seen abroad is for babies who are born with opioid use, like in America, there are very many babies who are born with opioid from opioid users, and the doctors give them a little bit of the stuff even after they've been born, just for them to cope with the withdrawals.
Yes.
Yeah. Opioids, they're given even methadone. There's the people who do what we call a methadone. It's called MAT. Methadone something treatment.
Okay.
Yes.
And you get your controlled fix.
Is that crucial?
Yeah, so there are those who actually make those interventions. But right now, nowadays, mostly in our clinical space, for detoxification, we do not use the same kind of substance. You know, kitambo, you'd hear stories that mtu akienda rehab, kidogo, kama alikuwa anakunywa bia 10 ati atapewa bia 5, tena pewe bia 2, ama kama sigara alikuwa anavuta packets. No, nowadays, tufanye hivyo, we don't do that. Nowadays, we have something called Pabrinex 1 and 2, which is just vitamins, multivitamins to clean the body, to bring sugars back in the brain, like B1, B2, because if you do not have those in the brain, then you have issues of memory. Alcohol, eventually it gives people some forms of dementia, what we call Korsakoff syndrome, or Wernicke disease. So right now we don't give those tapering as of now. If there's a replacement therapy, maybe for people who smoke cigarettes, like Nicorette gum, or you'll be given the patch.
Yes.
But for alcohol, not really.
Not really. So as a, when you have the mentorship program, I believe, Stephen, you also do visit schools as a part of preventive treatment. What are some of the challenges that these school-going kids would actually narrate to you, maybe open up what they go through, and what could be a challenge for them facing drug abuse and narcotics?
Okay. Most recently, I was reminded that parents, teaching staff, or any authorities that should be able to be in a position to listen or to intervene or to help are not approachable.
Okay.
So they will not come to their parents, they will not come to their teachers, and they're definitely not going to go to any other authority. So they're grappling with their ideas themselves.
Okay.
Then there's the availability. There's a lot of access to substances, different substances, including over-the-counter. And that, like Michael has said, also alters how they think and how they process, and the effects on them are even higher. So at that level, or at that age, you're really needing guidance on how to process your everyday teenage school challenges or issues, like maybe bullying or hormonal imbalances, or peer pressure or loneliness. And the support might be there, but there needs to be a bridge between how can they actually access that support.
Okay. And we need to talk about the social media. You know, when it comes to the digital deception, whereby right now, as we speak, we have people called influencers, and most of those influencers, Michael, are people who are maybe of the same age of their followers, you know, or the fans, and some of them are actually exploiting in the name of using drugs online to show them it's okay. For somebody who is young enough not to understand the deception behind it, how do we overcome this? How do you explain when you go to these school visiting, in terms of we are living in a world of social media and the repercussions of it?
It's just there's something called reality, you know, reality therapy. Basically, just trying to navigate through the realities, because even it's not just even with this generation. Back in my generation, we used to call it showbiz.
Showbiz.
You know, it's show business. Yeah.
Yes.
These people are actually making money and trying to show you that this is how you know you're supposed to live, or this is how they're called false ideas and perceptions and the wrong kind of role models. Yeah. So we try to also. When it comes to, I think I saw this on was it on X or something, that Elon Musk's children don't have iPads. They read physical books. They actually read physical books. If you are to look at these moguls, they spend a lot of time out. Bill Gates himself, there's a book called Deep Work. It talks about how to sort of reset. The guy will go to an island and be off computers. He's the computer guy, but he will stay for 2 weeks, you know, off screen, to be able to recalibrate, to think, to process things out. So when it comes to self-care, we do advocate for self-care, you know, being able to unplug from the system. Yes, you can have your devices, but there's what we call limited screen time. The metrics nowadays, when it comes to social media and all these things, they are sort of designed to teach people to have a short attention span. Example I can give you, it's called doom scrolling. There's a reason it's called doom scrolling, you know, because the whole day you are on IG, the whole day you're on TikTok, you've watched like 200 videos, but if I ask you, tell me 5 videos interesting that you've watched, and the person will not reach even 3. Because they've consumed so much, but there's no retention, there's no content. They're calling it content creation, but in reality there's no content.
And you know, there is a very thin line about being exposed about what is real and what is fake
what
anymore.
is
Okay, but anyway, our time is up. But again, how do people reach you? Like, we have a viewer, maybe they might be in need of rehabilitation facilities for the people or family members. How do they reach you? Where are your offices?
We are called DAV International Wellness Center. We have 3 facilities. We have 2 facilities in Karen, on your way to Bomas of Kenya, on Mokoyeti West Road. We have another facility in off Bogani and Kwarara Road. There's a place called Vestavia Court.
Okay.
And we also have another facility in Kikuyu, near Alliance Girls, Alliance Boys High Schools. You can also reach us at Dove International Wellness Center. Just look for our website. We are on Google. We are on Instagram. We are on Facebook. We are on TikTok. You can also reach to us on a direct number, 0728 512 529.
Okay.
Yeah, and the toll free, I think Vincent will share it.
I hope you are planning to have a branch in the coastal region.
Yes.
Because the number of people affected by narcotics is very high.
Mombasa is crazy. I know. We are looking into basically living up to our name, going international.
Sawa sawa.
To cover all these things.
Asante sana Steven, asante sana Michael for your time na vile vile kuelezea zaidi kuhusiana na swala zima hili la madhara haya ya miadarati. Mtazamaji, asante sana kutuazima wakati wako wote huu kwa nasi na kipindi hiki Tunu ya Familia. Naitwa Swale. Hadi wakati mwingine, fi amanillah.
أماني